Hi everybody, hope you're all doing well. It's a really gorgeous day here. We're out enjoying the sunshine. People will, you've got to be very careful about who you let into your life. And I've learned this myself through experience, and it doesn't matter who they are, whether they're family or friends or co workers. You've got to be very vigilant about people. And I'm not meaning to be paranoid, but it's very important because what can happen with certain people if you're naive about it. In a way back in the day, I was very naive. I was a person who I thought everybody was good and everybody had my best intentions at heart because I was like that. And I learned through a series of burns that not everybody is like that. But what can happen is if people don't have your best intentions at heart, what they tend to do is through their own needs or control mechanisms or whatever, they instead of it being a healthy relationship where it's sort of you support them, they support you, it's a give and take. What happens is they try to control you in a way that suits their needs, and your needs get put to the side. And what can happen then is if that goes on for a very long time, what can happen is you can start to take that in. So if you're not careful, what will happen is the way that they're treating you, the way that they're controlling you or telling you how you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing for them, if that is quite extreme and is happening, a lot, what happens is you'll take that in and you'll actually think that that's the way you are. And maybe deep down inside, you might think, no, I'm not like that. But sometimes it can be so severe that you start to take that on board about who you are, and you're not really like that at all. And that can be really dangerous. And what happens is then you start to lose yourself, the person that you really are, because there's so much pressure being put on you by people who want you to be what they want you to be, that you just get lost in it. I've experienced this myself, where I was around a certain individual and they were so demanding of my time, and they were so demanding of, you know, what they needed me to do for them and what they wanted me to do for them, because they were very dysfunctional. And I didn't realize at first they were so dysfunctional. And I got caught up in that. And over time, the stuff that they were projecting onto me or the things that they were wanting me to do made me very confused. And I didn't know what was up and what was down. So you have to be very careful. And I learned a big lesson through that experience. And what you might find as well is that people will. Another thing that I learned was not to believe what people tell me. So if someone said something to me, so say someone said to me, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and then they don't do it, and then they make excuses up, and then that happens over time. I've learned that unless they, when I bring new people into my life now, unless they follow that up with action, I just get rid of them. because I can't be bothered anymore to give people loads of chances. I've learned that, when if someone says something to me and they don't follow up on it and they don't put that into action and I don't see it happening in the real world, I just get rid of them. I don't fight with them, I don't struggle with it, I just move away from them because it's a very good indication of that person's true nature and their true intentions. Because if you let people get into your head and they're telling you you're one thing or you should be doing this for them and you should be doing that for them, you'll lose yourself. You'll lose the person who you are. Now, a lot of this is to do with people being codependent. It's a lot to do with people being very insecure. So they always want someone else to do things for them or solve the problems for them or fix them or whatever. But sometimes we don't always recognize that in people because when you meet people first, when you meet someone first, they're usually wearing a mask. They're usually showing you the person that they want you to believe they are. And then after a while, the mask kind of comes down. And this is where it can become confusing because you think, oh, they were a certain way when you first met them. Now they're not this way. So that's where it can become confusing because they've shown you sort of like two different aspects to their personality. But what I've learned is straight from the get-go, right out the gate, whatever they tell you, you make sure that they follow that up with the action. Unless it's something like that came out of the blue, it's unavoidable, like, they were late because they got stuck in traffic or, something happened, an accident, that's something that would be out of the norm. But if nothing out of the norm has happened and they're just not following up, they're not giving you that respect, then just get rid of them because it will just save you a whole lot of hassle. And just let it go with love. Don't get into any big dramas about it. Just let them go and just say, right, okay, that's not the type of person I want in my life. Because honestly, it's just not worth the hassle. I got caught up with an individual for quite a few years, and this person was a very good gaslighter, very good at telling you, manipulating their words and telling you. And I'm someone who's not fooled very easily, but this person even fooled me for a while. They always had the best excuses, but they never ever followed it up. Or if I needed something, they were never there. Or it was always something very pitiful that they offered you. It wasn't true support. It wasn't true friendship, true care. So be very careful about who you let into your life. And I'm talking about whether it's family, friends, co-workers, whatever, boyfriends, girlfriends. Um, it's all the same. Because these people, what you've got to realise is these people are unhealthy and they will take, if you're a good person and you're a kind person, they will they will naturally gravitate towards you because they see that in you and they see a chance to be able to manipulate you or gaslight you. And it's all about what you can do for them. It's not about you at all. They don't give a damn about you most of the time because they're too busy thinking about their own needs and themselves. So what I've found is I would much rather be on my own and have peace than have to deal with any of that madness again. And I'm very careful now about what type of energies or type of people I bring into my life because it is not worth the hassle. Because they'll drain you, they'll stop you moving forward in your life, they'll block things coming into your life. You won't be able to focus on anything you're doing because you'll always be given to them. And that person that you were and the dreams you've had and all the things you want to do will just get lost in the middle of all that because they're basically like children that have not grown up. They're emotionally immature still. And the quicker you realise that, the better.